Hey guys, so I'm here in my room, getting ready to go lay down. Uh, I want to say happy holidays to everybody. Hope everybody is doing beautifully, and I hope their holiday has been beautiful. Um, I have not made a video in 2 weeks and maybe a day, maybe. It's been busy. I've been wanting to make a video, but I have not really had the time. And when I when I tried to make a video like a day or two ago, um, I tried to do it from my laptop because it was just better, and I'm tired of doing it from my phone because it's hard. My arm and everything starts hurting, but I'm over here and I'm in this my little pajamas, Christmas pajamas. Yeah, and I look very Christmassy right now. Kind of feel weird, but hey, it's the spirit, right? So, um, I've been meaning. There's so many topics that I've wanted to really talk about according to genealogy, but I just have not done it. But I want to finally. And I know you guys probably won't see this until later because you're gonna be with your families and doing all this stuff, and that's fine. Um, but I'm gonna make it anyway. So before I do start the video, I wanted to talk about how I think after today, because today is the 25th now, because it's 12 now. Um, I think I want to make something like the last days of December or the last days of 2018, and kind of just maybe just videotape what I'm doing. I don't know. You know, I just thought that would be like cool, you know? So, yeah. I think that'll be pretty nice. So, alright. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it, but we'll see. You'll know if I post some. Okay. So, this is gonna be quick, but or I may do it all in one. I may do it all in one. Just because like I don't want to wait, because I don't know after this video if I'm gonna be able to make another video, because like after today, before New Year's, there's a lot I need to do. Like I need to order new books for school, I need to call, get my housing research done, and just it's a lot. However, so I wanted to talk about light skinned women and light skinned mixed women and how there's a difference. So there's a difference between a light skinned black woman and a light skinned mixed woman. So you can have a, a light skinned black woman be black. Like she could be pretty much 100% black, or she could be 88, 90% black, 95% black. You know, I think we already know this as people, but I guess we got to keep reiterating it, is that um, people can be, skin color does not determine your ethnic background at all. Filipinos are sometimes my color, and they're 100% Filipino, or they're 100% East Asian. You know, that doesn't mean they have black in their bloodline because they're my color. Um, there are some people, there are some Portuguese that get uh, pretty dark. There are some French that get pretty dark. You know, there are, you know, people of indigenous native heritage that get really dark. Skin color does not determine ethnic origin. Um, so, uh, there are black women that are just light skinned black women. Um, they could be 85% African, they could be 88% African, they could be 95, you know, they could be 100. I saw a ancestry video of a woman, and she looked like 50% East Asian and 50% African, and she had light skin, like a light bright skin. The woman was 100% African. 100%. And let's say she took another DNA test and got it back and came out 98% African. She's still pretty much an African woman. So, skin color does not determine anything. Features don't determine anything either. That's another thing. Features don't determine anything either. So, there's a difference between a woman just being light skinned and us putting her in the category of mixed or racially ambiguous when she could just be one thing, or she could be pretty much just one thing and not enough of something else to be something else. However, in my opinion, whatever's in your blood, I don't care if you're less than 1% something, it's still in your bloodline. However, just because of skin tone and features does not mean somebody is automatically something else. There are Europeans, I think, in um, it's like a part of Scandinavia or a part of Sweden or something, or it's a part. They look Asian. They look like 100% Asian. You think they are, but they're not. I saw a woman take a test who looked Asian. I mean, Asian completely. She looked at least half Asian, half white, or just 100% Asian. But she wasn't. She was 100% Norwegian or Swedish or whatever. So again, this goes back to featureism or features where we see that we think that because somebody looks a certain way that they're mixed with this or that they're this and that they're this, and it doesn't mean that. And I do agree with a lot of people when they say there is a certain way to look like some a certain way. Asian eyes are not just predominantly they're not just in Asian people. Asian eyes are in African people, the Khoisan. Asian eyes are in some European tribes. Asian eyes are in some Native American tribes. Asian eyes are more than just an Asian trait. They're not just a trait of Asian people, you know. So that's another thing. Um, so we just got to be careful with you know how we come off about things. I guess not. I guess, but you just got to be careful with what you assume. Um, when I get into light skinned mixed women, there's big difference, and I think also because there's a way to look like a light like how do I explain it? You can tell when a woman is light skinned but mixed, and you can tell when a woman's light skinned but she's pretty much a black woman. I've seen it. I've seen women who are light but they're black women. That's just it. I've seen women who are light but they are mixed. You can tell when somebody is mixed. You can tell when somebody is mixed. My mother is a light skinned mixed woman. Okay, she's a light skinned mixed woman. Um, but there are people who have light skinned, mothers who are light skinned black women. So that is a distinction to be made. You know, you can't always put people in the category of black. You know what I mean? That's just not everybody is. Like I was watching this video today, and I loved the video because the woman explained things so perfectly that about her Dominican heritage that a lot of Africans will say, "Oh, Dominicans don't rep for their African heritage, and they only like the native and European and stuff." And they're like, "No, Dominicans rep for their African heritage, but they also rep for the other things that are in their bloodline, other things that they are mixed with. They embrace all of who they are, and there's nothing wrong with that. If there's, like, it's more than just being black. Like just because you have African blood, doesn't mean that's all you claim. You know what I'm saying? And that's so aggravating to me because it's like, what I find funny. I've got about 5 or 6 minutes left before this video won't even upload on YouTube. But what I find funny is, Africans will be 88% African and 12% something else and claim not to be mixed, okay? If it's European blood, they'll say they're just black. Okay? But if it was, let's say, 88% African, 12% Native American, they'd say they were Native American. They'd say they were mixed. Okay? Second, if a white person was to say that they was to take a test, so they're 80% African, 80% European, 20% African, they'd be considered mixed. Okay? If a black person or a person of African heritage was to take a test and it was to be, let's say, 70%, not 70%, well, 70 or 80% or whatever African, and the rest be European, they just say they're just black. But what I don't get is, if it was native DNA, you consider yourself mixed. If it was any other DNA, you consider yourself racially ambiguous or whatever. Have any of you guys noticed that? Have you guys noticed that it's like, you know, for black people, it's like you can be mixed if it's not European. If it's not European DNA, you're mixed. If it is, then you're just black. Have you noticed that? And another thing that kills me is like, black people complain, or some black people, I'll say some, complain about people not claiming their African heritage, even if they're like 50%. But then want to get on people who are biracial or racially ambiguous who have African heritage about saying that they're black, because they say that they're trying to take this like spots of dark skinned people. Now I understand the thing about colorism. I understand that there are people who are lighter skinned that get higher because of their skin tone, and there are people who are lighter skinned who do take the spots of darker skinned people who deserve certain roles because the person who the role that they're playing is darker skinned. But it's like, they say that people who have, like, I've seen so many videos where Africans will say, you have to be this percentage to be black, or you're not black enough, or you're not this and that. But you get mad when somebody else claims other races or claims all of them instead of just African, for once in their life, and then you want to get mad at them. But then you've been saying all along that you're not black enough, or you aren't black because of this or that. So it's very hypocritical. So that's another thing. Like, have you guys really noticed that? That's something I see so often, and it's crazy. Like, so crazy. And I may get hate for this video, and I don't care, because I'm 100% speaking the truth. But it's something that I see all the time. I'm like, that makes no sense. No sense. And I'm just like, maybe that's something that we as a community, or black people as a community, should think about and reevaluate, because it's just not right, and it makes no sense at all. Anyways, tell me your thoughts, please. I wasn't able to get my full thoughts about it on this video because I'm literally timed. The longest video I can do is 15 minutes, so I can go in super depth. But yeah, I've seen that a lot. I've seen, black people will say, oh, you're not black enough, or you're just a racially ambiguous, you're mulatto, you're this, you're that, but they will never, they will never ever accept or tolerate somebody accepting, let's say, European DNA or something as a part of their bloodline when it is in their bloodline, and they'll automatically get defensive because nobody's claiming African, or nobody's just paying attention to just the African portion, and that makes no sense. No. People have the right to claim all of them, and if you are 88% African or 78% African or whatever, you are mixed, and you are more than one thing. You are more than just African, and it's okay to embrace all of who you are. Bye, guys.